Hello viewers, today we are going to talk about storage devices. Storage refers to the capacity of a device to hold and retain data or a media on which data, instructions and information are kept. A storage device records and retrieves items to and from a storage media. To retrieve is to extract information to and from a storage media. Let us look at some of the key terms under storage. We have the storage capacity, the amount of data a storage device such as a disk or a tape can hold. A disk can be a flash disk, can be a compact disk. Then we have storage capacity. Storage capacity is measured in kilobytes. It can be measured in megabytes. It can be measured in gigabytes and in terabytes. Kilobytes are smaller than the megabytes. The gigabytes are smaller than the terabytes, meaning that a terabyte has more storage. Then let's look at storage media. This refers to the physical material onto which data is engraved. For example, magnetic or optical material, where data is kept, that is to engrave. Types of computer storage. We have primary storage. This is the internal memory used to temporarily store the operating system instructions, application software instructions, and data that are in use. When we talk about application software, these ones are used in our day-to-day life. For example, if you want to come up with a presentation or a PowerPoint presentation, maybe you want to type something in Microsoft Word, Microsoft Publisher, application software aids that. Then we have the operating system instructions. These help the user to efficiently communicate with the computer hardware. Primary storage devices. Some of the examples of primary storage devices, we have the RAM and ROM. RAM. This keeps information temporarily. It is only active when the computer is on and if switched off, all the information is deleted. RAM holds the following type of data. Data that is input from the keyboard and any other input device. So when you type your data using a keyboard, then it's RAM that holds that data that you see on the screen as you type. Then also RAM holds data or programs read from secondary storage devices. When we talk about secondary storage devices, talk about the flash disks, talk about the compact disks, talk about the external hard disks, talk about the punched cards. So when you get your CD and you place it in the computer reads that information. So when it reads it, that information that you see on the screen, it's RAM that holds that information. Then we have ROM, holds information which was put at the time of manufacturing by the manufacturer. It is where special instructions such as programs are permanently stored. The programs that are put in your computer that cannot be deleted, they are being managed by ROM. Then let us go to secondary storage. Secondary storage, This is the type of storage that provides long-term storage or software programs and data. Let us look at some of the examples of secondary storage. We have the punched cards. These were flat cards that consisted of rows of numbers and letters neatly arranged in columns. To store data, the cards were inserted into the computer and the computer punched a series of holes in the rows and the characters to represent the data stored. In the read process, a computer made out of words in order of the holes. Let us look at some of the disadvantages of punched cards. These cards were made out of paper and could easily be destroyed by moisture or could wear and tear. The cards were small rectangular items and only a few sentences would be stored, hence limited storage capacity, meaning that these punched cards had limited storage capacity. They could store a low amount of data. Very many cards were needed to store records in a database that rendered them very bulky, meaning that you had to have a lot. Then we have the data life of the cards was rather limited because the paper depreciates with time. To depreciate is to fade. So here we have the illustration of a punched card. As you see the digits, you see the letters, you see the special characters and the holes that we talked about. Thank you very much for listening. Let us meet in another session, and for more information, please visit the link below. We meet in another session.